Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the School of Science. My name is Luke and today we're going to be talking the match preview for Everton v Southampton. First game of the Premier League season and the first game in nearly 18 months for some people, being in the stadium at full capacity, and the first game in over a decade for me. I am not joking in the slightest here. Being in New Zealand for 10 years, one of the hardest things of being in New Zealand, well apart from not being able to see family on a more frequent basis, not going to the match. I absolutely loved going to the match. So having a season ticket for 5 years as just like a normal, youngster. So I had the under 16 one. I'm not sure how they labelled it back in the day. It's slipped my mind completely. But I had one in the Lower Gladys for 5 years in GT7. And I had one in the Park End for the season and one in the family enclosure for the season. So one of the biggest things I've missed being there was actually going to the game and fully taking in all that atmosphere. So I am absolutely ecstatic to be back at the game. Also, if anyone here is going to the Upper Bullens, where the away fans are, have a look out for me. Seriously, have a look out for me. If you're watching a video and you see me in the Upper Bullens tomorrow, please look out for me. Honestly, I'm more than happy to see people who viewed these videos. But yeah, onwards. So, Everton and Southampton are currently missing a couple of somewhat key players. Everton in particular, we're missing Moise Kean, so that would have been another avenue of attack, and James Rodriguez. As well as I think John Philip Gabaman is also missing as well. The three of those guys are currently self-isolating due to COVID. I can't confirm that 100% just because Rafa Benitez has not made it official in the press conference. He has just stipulated that Moise Kean and James Rodriguez won't be able to play. That's it. That's all he said. So he wasn't really divulging too much in terms of information. But there have been 5 players who have come into contact and they've had to isolate for 10 days. So that's a terrible shame, but what can you do? What can you do? In regards to Southampton, though, it's a little more serious. So they're going to be missing one of their main attack points in the form of Danny Ings. And they're going to be missing one of their main centre-backs in the form of Vestergaard. Now, this is an area I am so certain that Rafa Benitez is going to exploit the living hell out of. That was one of the heart of their defence. Vestergaard, he was their main, pretty much their spine of defence. He was the one who actually helped keep it together, and he was always the one throwing the challenges in. So, in that regard, that is an area we're going to have to seriously exploit in order to get a good result out of this. So this will most likely mean Dominic Calvert-Lewin's going to be roaming around that area and then taking darts whenever through balls or long shots are put through to try and take advantage of it, as well as trying to be like that loose man when it comes to crosses from either the left or right side to nod it in. So in that regard, I am really looking forward to this match just to see how these guys actually perform under that sort of situation. In all fairness, this is probably the best case scenario for the start of the season. We're going to have a full capacity stadium. It's going to be against a team where we've got an opportunity to really put our foot on it. And under a new manager, in a completely new style of play, if you watch his style of play in comparison to what Ancelotti's is, it's fairly different. Benitez likes to, instead of work from the back forward, he likes to have the defence launch it forward and try and avoid the whole rigmarole of going from defence to midfield, attacking midfield, then strike. Normally what will happen is they'll go from defence to attacking midfield or defence to striker, and the defensive midfield ends up becoming more of a part of the midfield rather than the defence, so they will meld more towards it. So in that regard, it's going to be a lot more exciting, and it's going to be a lot more fast-paced. Speaking of fast-paced, I cannot wait to see Damari Gray and Andros Townsend starting. If we have them on either side of the wing, or have, I would say, Andros Townsend in the very middle of the field in place of what James Rodriguez would play, have Damari Gray to the right and Richarlison to the left with a lone Dominic Calvert-Lewin, having that in almost like a diamond shape. So you'd have Decore and Alan as the defensive midfield. You would then have Townsend in the middle, Damari Gray on the right, Richarlison on the left, for Calvert-Lewin on the front. Having that form of diamond with a Townsend centre, a Townsend core, I think that is going to be absolutely magnificent to see, because it's going to allow us to utilise the width of the field to its best potential. Speaking of which, there is a bit of a situation with the right backs at the moment. I mean, we've got John Joe Kenny, but I would like to give him more of a chance in this team, but a lot of fans don't really seem to like him. Between him and Iwobi, these two guys just cannot get a break. In regards to Iwobi, I can see where it's coming from, just because he has the touch of someone wearing steel-toe cap boots, in all fairness. His touch just sends the ball 10 yards forwards, and he's playing catch ground on it. So if any defender is between him and the ball, the defender's won it. The defender always wins it, and it is frustrating to see, because Iwobi's got pace, but his touch is terrible. He takes too long on the ball, and his awareness in the game just seems to be just out of sync with everyone else. So I feel like Iwobi needs to be sitting on the bench for this one. Maybe bring him on for the last 20 minutes or something in place of maybe Richarlison. Make him take off the weary legs, because Richarlison, he's come back from the Olympics, but he is ready to go. He's absolutely rearing to go. So I don't want to risk him getting injured, because he would be a very, very crucial asset in the future. So in that regard, that's how I can see Everton going. So it's going to be, the standard, well, not so much standard, it's going to be more of a 4-2-3-1, which is kind of Rafa Benitez's bread and butter. So in that regard, we're going to have to really, really put out, I mean, the fans are going to definitely be the 12th man for this one. So if you are at the game, go absolutely bonkers. Be there for the Everton players on that pitch. Scream, shout, be the noise, because there's nothing more demotivating to a player than a full stadium that is quiet. Seriously. Seamus Coleman made it quite clear, actually, in an interview recently. He said one of the main key things is the fans are your 12th man. They get behind you. They give you that extra step. They give you that extra push. So anyone at the stadium tomorrow, I plead to you, please, for the love of God, get behind the team. Scream, shout, cheer, sing. Do everything you can to get behind the boys, because they are seriously going to need it in regards to just getting that motivation and really getting pumped for the players, for the fans. So be there for them, get behind them. And hey, if we get a result out of this, it'll be a very promising season. And I mean, as I was saying, I need to track back here. We are having a bit of a situation when it comes to right backs, because we've only got Seamus Coleman and John Joe Kenny in the forms of right backs. So if Seamus Coleman gets injured, it's down to John Joe Kenny. If John Joe Kenny gets injured, then we're going to have to put a centre back or a right midfielder into that position and have them play. I would say in the worst case scenario, what I would be tempted to do would be Ben Godfrey myself. I would put him at the right back position, because he's got the speed, he's got the pace, he's got the power. And it would be somewhere that he's a little bit alien. But I think having him blister himself down that field on the right-hand side to pass through to the likes of Damari Gray or whoever's on that right-hand side, that would be a brilliant sight to see, just because I think he would really do a good job of it. He won't be as brilliant as, say, a high-quality right-back, but I think he would definitely be brilliant in the form of a stand-in. And I mean, let's be honest, we've had a wide variety of right-backs, makeshift right-backs. I mean, Dominic Calvert-Lewin was a right-back for a certain period. And was it Martinez or was it Koeman? Ronald Koeman, sorry. Was it Ronald Koeman who had him playing as a right-back when we were desperate for that position? Someone in the comment section below, seriously, put it in there and just clarify that one with me, because I remember seeing it in the past. I'm not sure whether it was under the Martinez area, Silva area, or Koeman area. It's all become like a weird grey blur at this point now. But in any case, I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. If you like this video, please hit that like button down below. Shows me that you like what you're seeing and you want to see more of it. Also, if you want to suggest anything to me, or you just want to let me know that the video is great, put it down in the comment section down below. I always read comments and I really enjoy reading them, honestly. Just seeing all different opinions and just different mindsets at work it's just so nice to see. And it just shows me that you guys are enjoying what you're seeing. And again, you want to see more of it. Also, if you are new to the channel, why not hit that subscribe button down below? I will be uploading content on the regular. The post-match for this won't be coming out till Sunday, and it'll be a completely new set, so you're going to get to see the new office. But there is one small little caveat. It isn't completely finished, but we're going to be doing it in the office while it's still having work done to it. And you're going to see a bit of what we're going to be doing. So stay tuned for that one. It is going to be absolutely amazing. I really am looking forward to doing that one. Also, we do have a Patreon. So if you would like to subscribe to the Patreon, we have 2 tiers. We have the £1 tier and we have the £3 tier. Sorry, doing that. We have the £3 tier. Now, there is currently one person who is a Patreon, and that is CT Baz. So you will see him right here. He is awesome. Thank you very much, CT Baz. Thank you very much for the continued support. I always appreciate it. But yeah, if you want to be like CT Baz and you want to get your name off here onto the right, subscribe to the Patreon. Like I said, it's £3. If you want to do the £1 one, the £1 one is essentially just the cup of coffee tier. It's basically you're going to chuck £1 to me and say, yeah, mate, get a cup of coffee on me. That's all the £1 one is. The £3 tier, that gives you access to exclusive little clippets when I'm going live and everything. I used to do like little posts and little images. Now I'm going to start evolving it into little exclusive videos that are going to be on Patreon themselves. They stay around for like 24 hours and then they disappear. It's essentially like, you know, your YouTube shorts, your Snapchats, and your little Instagram stories. It's stuff like that. They stick around for a little bit and then they'll vanish. So if you're on Patreon, you get to see them. You'll also get to see the office as it's being made in exclusive points in the Patreon as well. So tomorrow when I go to the office Sunday when I go to the office and get everything up, I'm going to be posting pictures and videos of the office and how it's all coming along. So you'll get to see all of them exclusively on the Patreon. But anyway, guys, I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. Come on, you Blues, and peace.